When you have another person depending on you to eat or to live, it's a whole nother ballgame.
I skip meals all the time. Sometimes I have to make a decision between me eating lunch and my daughter eating lunch. And it's just reality of it. I can skip a meal a day for her.
There's a lot of needs at school, but we know that kids aren't ready to learn if they're not comfortable, if they're scared, or if they're hungry.
A lot of times when we see students frustrated or they're upset or they're not having a good day, I would say half the time or more is because they're hungry.
And when they're hungry, their mind is on food. Their mind is not on math, language arts, literacy. It's not there. And nutrition hits all of our families.
Most of the time you have to make tough choices as to whether it's going to be food or gas.
These are very hard-working families. Oftentimes both spouses will be working full-time jobs or several jobs.
Many of them work long hours. It's very tough after you pay bills or after you pay everything to know that you have worked very hard and yet you don't have enough to feed your children.
Most of the folks we're serving, they come from every walk of life, they come from every socioeconomic group, they come from every geographic corner of our county.
We talk about hungry college students pretty flippantly in everyday discussion. We think they're just eating ramen in a dorm room. But when you really look at it, it's a lot darker than that. About 38% of students here on campus are food insecure.
Many of our students, they're working, they have families, they have a lot of expenses. Just living here in San Diego is very expensive.
Textbooks sometimes can range to $200 for a book.
I might have to print my English paper, and so there's a charge for the paper.
About 2 months I was homeless, and it's one of those things that you can't really help. You see the restaurants, you see the stores, you're so tempted. So it was you always had to juggle things, and you had to reason with yourself.
I remember our first meeting with Feeding San Diego. It was very clear that the mantra of Feeding San Diego is, we don't have a food problem, we have a food distribution problem.
Feeding San Diego is not a food bank. We are a food distributor. We are a food rescuer. Most traditional food banks ask consumers to buy extra food while they're shopping and put it in barrels in front of the grocery store, while thousands of pounds of food are being thrown away out the back door of the grocery store every day. So Feeding San Diego's model is to rescue the food that's being thrown away out the back door of the grocery store before it goes to the waste system, while it is still healthy and nutritious. Across San Diego County, Feeding San Diego is rescuing food from 204 Starbucks stores, 240 grocery stores across the county every night of the year, and very quickly, through our very robust, decentralized food rescue and distribution system, we get that food out to families in need.
My name is Eduardo, they call me Eddie. I drive all over San Diego County, all the areas that we serve the people.
I see kids come by and they're happy because they get almond milk.
It would be like avocados, everybody always wants more.
500 pounds of fresh strawberries out there.
A lot of oranges and different kinds of fruits, tomatoes.
I've seen more students eating apples at snack and at lunch than we have before.
By rescuing food before it reaches the waste stream, before it goes to the landfill, we are actually dramatically reducing the greenhouse gas emissions from the landfills right here in San Diego County.
Oh my gosh, well, we almost always have onions, and I'm always giving out my onion recipes.
Plums to peaches to everything, romaine lettuce, stuff like that.
We have a wide variety, diverse population that are coming to receive. You can just see their eyes light up.
It is nonstop. Staff, students, community members just coming through, getting food. It's amazing.
One of my favorite foods to receive are tomatoes. You can cook them in many ways, all that savory goodness.
I started using the services about a year ago. My husband had just deployed. It was very professional, very polite, didn't make me feel inferior.
They're very happy with the apples because they don't see the apples too much. So they love the apples.
And it was really cool just seeing everybody happy, everybody working together to help feed people. And it made me proud to be a part of something like that.
We had our first pantry yesterday, school pantry. Almost 200 families served, and so we passed out. I think it was 5,126 pounds of food yesterday within 2 or 3 hours, and It was powerful. I mean, people walking away from the school, you know, just happy. And it was just a powerful experience. And then watching my staff and my parents, just to have these opportunities for our families. And sometimes they're not academic, because sometimes academic doesn't happen if you're hungry.
When you get low on food, you start looking around. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna sell? You start asking friends. You do what you have to do. You make sure your kids don't ever go to sleep hungry.
Because hunger is here. Hunger is around us. I lived it when I was a kid, so I know what it is. And you know, when I was a child, where it was really, really hard for my parents, and I know how that little extra goes a long way. One of the things that I learned is always help the less fortunate, because you never know when it is going to be your turn and you're going to need help.
Every single day, there are children who go to bed hungry in San Diego County while the food that could have fed them is thrown into the landfill. We know that we have the solution that will take that food and prevent it from going to waste. We owe it to those children to make sure that they have the food that they need to have a healthy start on every school day, to have a healthy start on exercise and fitness, to have a healthy start on life. We just need to do what Feeding San Diego does better, larger, and faster.
It was instantly apparent to me that this partnership was going to change lives. We know higher education transforms lives, and we know food transforms learning.
We really need to work together, and Feeding San Diego is, you know, a powerful, important way to help remedy this situation.
We have found our overall attendance is better and our reading scores are going up. You are angels for our Bayside community. You are making sure that someone's looking after them in the home, making sure they have food.
Being able to support someone due to the fact that their food insecurity is so prominent in their life, just seeing the people's faces, giving them a sense of hope, you know, it might influence other people on what we're doing to help. One chain reaction after the other. It's really good.
When I have lunch here with my son, you would see some of the students often would give their fruit to another student because they knew that they didn't have food at home. And so I already seen kids helping kids just because they had an apple that they weren't going to eat, so they pass it on, which that's just a much smaller scale than what we're doing here already.
Just one meal can literally change somebody's week, can motivate them that somebody cares, that we're here to help each other.
Today's face of hunger is
hardworking,
hopeful,
people who serve our country,
raise families,
and seek education.
Remember, there's somebody out there waiting.